what's going on. This is Babylon, modern day Babylon we're living in. For all nations, everybody that comes here from all these foreign countries, have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. They drink in the wine. They're buying into all this stuff. They're buying into all the Zionist propaganda. They're buying into the feminism, destroy the family structure. Look at these people are supporting movements and ideologies that go against their own interests, their own well-being, and they're all for it. Planned Parenthood, which is a child sacrifice to Baal, which they were doing back in Babylon, right? This death cult, these Illuminatis, these Freemasons who are controlling Babylon, who are running this matrix, who are feeding off of your emotional energy, your louche, your depression, your anxiety, your stress. They don't want you to have no rest, no peace, man. These devils have been doing this to the indigenous people since they got here. Now they do it to everybody. They experimented all these techniques on the indigenous population so they could do it to everybody, and they're still doing it to this very day because they're the damn devils the Bible speaks of, and it just says Babylon's become a habitation of devils. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Their fornication. Look at all the sin here. Look at all the confusion here. Look at all the diabolical activity that's taken on. Look at these Freemasons. They're gang stalking God's children, gang stalking the prophets, gang stalking the hereditary chiefs. Go look. CBC just released a documentary on how the RCMP was illegally surveilling the indigenous communities. So after all you all have done, you done come here, you done raped, robbed, and murdered, you done stole land, you done stole children, you all part of the Epstein regime, and you still have the audacity to interrogate. You put these indigenous people who are standing up for the people who are fighting, who are the resistance, you put them on terrorist watch lists. Meanwhile, you're the biggest terrorist to ever walk the face of this planet. It looks more like projection. There's no justice in this place, right? They just move the goalposts every time because they're damn devils. And the scriptures are telling us about it. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. So all these foreign policies, these foreign nations, they all do business with America, right? They sell, they trade with them. They all get in, which America was built on stolen land and free labor, human trafficking. And they're still doing it to this very day. That's what this whole place was built on. And all these other nations, they're a confederacy with them. You can see it on these immigrants that come here. They sell their soul. They sell their whole history, their whole roots, their whole culture, their whole families. They abandon all of them to come over here and to oppress the indigenous, black, and Hispanics, the so-called. And that is who the children of Israel is. That's what they do. They take our culture, they take the black culture, and they monetize it. Right? They take all these white rappers to mimic us, and then they fund them, the so-called Israelis, these Zionists. They fund them, right? They take our dances, and then they make whole video games off of them. They exploit us, man. They don't give us anything in return. They owe reparations, and they owe indigenous people for all the business they've conducted illegally on our land, and they try to act like everything's okay just because, it was a few hundred years ago when it's still happening to this very day. Make that make sense. That's why you got to get in these scriptures, because these scriptures are going to reveal all this stuff to you. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So they done got rich off our backs. They done got rich off the so-called blacks, Hispanics, indigenous people. And all the other nations have joined in on it because they all want to. I got another video on the breakdown of the 10 nations, the 10 horns of the great red dragon in Revelation that tells you all the countries who were involved in it. England, Spain, Portugal, Luxembourg. They were all a confederacy with the transatlantic slave trade. They all worked together. They financed it, they funded, they invested in it. Because that's what these devils do, man. They get joy off of our oppression. They're just natural born oppressors. It's like they can't help themselves but to oppress. It's like who they are. They're oppressors. They're genociders. Genocide race of people. They're child abductors. And they're still doing all to this very day. And y'all too afraid to say it, but I ain't afraid to say it. I'm here speaking on behalf of Yehovah. and His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. You know, He didn't give us a spirit of fear. That's what the scriptures say, right? And all you blacks, Hispanics, indigenous people that are so quick to point your fingers and to accuse and to assault your own people, why don't you go put that same energy towards your oppressor? Why don't you do that? Because that's what this place does. Babylon, it brainwashes people where they buy into the white supremacy. They buy into the fake fallacy of the delusion. They all become delusional. Meanwhile, these people are performing war crimes still to this very day. They're performing abducting children. They're essaying children. They're torturing children. The Epstein files tell you everything you need to know. Not one indictment, not one charge is laid, nothing. You still see Trump at the UFC like it's all good. They're promoting a fight coming up at their White House. Meanwhile, this guy appeared in the Epstein files millions of times, and y'all just walking around like everything's all good. Meanwhile, Iran's standing up to them. Iran's fighting against them.